So I've been testing out a new trading platform and it's called Plus500 Futures. They reached out to want to sponsor the video, but I told them I would only be able to do so if I can give you my honest thoughts after actually using the platform. So that's what this video is. No fluff, no hype, just what it's like to actually use the Plus500 Futures trading platform. I'm going to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and if it's actually worth your while to check it out and use it for yourself. So Plus500 is a global trading platform that's been around for years, but their futures platform is relatively new. It's built to give traders free access to US and global futures contracts. Think indices, commodities, crypto, with zero routing fees and a low barrier to entry. That means you do not need a massive account to get started. And on top of that, the interface is pretty clean. So once you log in and create an account with Plus500, you're gonna get to a page that looks something like this. Now, I've actually taken a couple trades and I wanna walk you through some of the trades that I've taken in the thought process, but you'll be greeted with a massive chart, which I personally really like, but this might look a little bit different than how yours will look bare bones, because I've added a couple indicators and I've added a couple of things just that I like to use when I trade and when I look at stocks or when I look at futures contracts in this case. I should also mention that when you get set up, a free unlimited demo account is available. And if you decide to open a real account, you just have to apply to open the account with a couple of verification steps. Not all applicants will be approved, I should add, but once you get the account open, the deposit options were solid. I found it pretty easy to navigate. You have your menu on the left-hand side right here, positions, orders, close positions, which I'll talk about here in a second. You can see that I started this account with $50,000 and it's now at $51,438.78. So we'll talk about that and how I got there. But on the top, there's a very, very obvious search bar that I can start typing in anything that I want. So if I want to look up the S&P 500, I type in S&P, and then I can see that I'll have access to the E-mini S&P, the micro E-mini, as well as the E-mini S&P mid-cap 400, all showing up as options to trade. Once I click on that, I can then see the chart. I can adjust on the bottom side of the screen the time horizon that the chart's looking at. So if I wanted to max this out, I could max it out. And then up in the top, I'm looking at a 1 week time frame. I can bring this down to a daily time frame. As I'm generally a swing trader, I might look at the 4-hour time frame from time to time, but most of the time I'm looking at daily time frames. You can even bring this down to the tick. So if you watch this right now, we are now looking at every single tick on the E-mini S&P 500 right here. You've got a ton of data on the right-hand side, tells you exactly how much day margin you need to trade this. In this case, if I want to trade the E-mini S&P, I need $500 in my account. But if I jump over here and I pull up the micro E-mini S&P, you'll see that the day margin required is only $50. So in a previous video, I think I talked about how day margins on places or on futures platforms like Plus500 are actually pretty affordable, or the barrier to entry isn't too large. You get a very easy visual view where they will tell you exactly what it's going to cost you or what you're going to need to have in your account in order to trade the asset that is on your screen. They even show you the expiration date, which is really, really nice, because I know some people who've gotten caught where like they haven't realized they were in swing trades and then they were holding near the expiration date. Now you can see that front and center. I can even set alerts, or I can hit the star button and add it to my watch list, which I'm going to do right now. From here, you can easily click buy or sell if you want to initiate a trade. So if I click on buy, it'll open up the order entry widget, which I can decide how many contracts I want. I can put in a market order, a limit order, or even a stop order. I can easily add my stop loss, trailing stop, and even a take profit to my order all at the same time, place my buy order or my sell order in literally just a couple of seconds. Now, if I'm being honest, the only negative that I really have about this is when I'm looking at the chart like this, I think it would be nice to have a quicker way to get into positions. So right now we have to go through that order entry feature, which does take a little bit of time. So if you are a very high frequency or a scalper, this might not be the best platform for you. For someone who trades on bigger time frames like swing trades for myself, this works totally fine because I don't need to worry about the specific to the second entry. On the left-hand side, if I go back to my closed positions, throughout the month of June, I had a couple of trades that I wanted to take advantage of. And one of those was on Bitcoin. So I pull this up right here. If I go over to the little information tab, I lost $550.82 on this trade. Technically $547.50, and the rest came down to commissions. They break it all down for you right here, so it's super easy to see. But the reason why I got stopped out of this trade was because my stop loss got hit, which instead of having to go back in time and think, why did I get out? Why did I get out? You can actually see the reason, or the closing reason, on the additional information underneath this information button on my trade. So if you forget to log your trades or you want to go back and log your trades, this is actually a really cool feature that I haven't seen a ton of anywhere else. So if I bring it back out to the chart to talk about Bitcoin, by the way, I can adjust the chart type to a candlestick chart. There's really a ton of options here, a lot more than other platforms I've used in the past. What I was trading was I was trading Bitcoin as it had this move down, made a higher low and pushed back up. We then eventually took that higher low out. And so I got stopped out on this day right here, which then it has bounced back since, but that's where I lost my $500 and something. If I were to go back to my closed positions, I then took a trade on the E-mini Russell and I made 1875 back. So while I did have a loser, I came back with a winner and I was able to make it all back and a lot more. In this situation, my reason for closing was due to user request. Essentially, I had a target in mind, but it was Friday last week and we had gotten pretty close to my target. So I said, you know what, let me just lock the gains. There's a lot of uncertainty with what's going on overseas, and I just didn't want to have to deal with a position that happened to be very nicely in profit that turned against me because I held over the weekend. In this situation, I played the E-mini Russell, and I played this after establishing a higher low. I put my stop loss right below this red line right here, which, let me tell you, we came extremely close to hitting that, but we didn't make a new low, and then we pushed back to the upside on the Russell. So a very close call, almost hitting my stop loss, but I was able to remove the emotion, not think about it, just leave it alone because it was a futures contract and I didn't have to worry about massive overnight gap downs and whatnot. This thing trades nearly 24/7 throughout the week, outside of a 1 hour maintenance phase at the end of the day. So to bring you into an example, we have the Russell right now. I'm going to go through and put in a buy order on this for one contract with a market order. So I entered this trade without a stop loss or a take profit. Now on this, I click on the trade once I go over to my positions tab right here, and it has an option to add risk management. So I can close the trade right now, I'm up $30, or I can add risk management. So if I click on add risk management, it'll open this page right here. I can put in a stop loss. I can also put in a take profit or even a trailing stop loss. In this case, I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to wait around for this trade. I wanted to show you guys how this works, but it's very easy to enter these things in and position yourself and set the targets that you want for a given trade and then walk away. In my case right here, I'm actually going to get out of this and I'm going to click on the close button because we're up 35 to $40 right here. I'm going to click on close, place order. Our trade is now closed. I'm going to go to the closed positions tab right here. You'll see the newest trade that I've taken right here. Made a total of $20.42. Go to the information tab. I have a user request to take the trade or to close the trade. You can see exactly what time and the timestamp I purchased it, the exact open price and the close price and the profit per contract with commissions included. So I really like that risk management controls are easily integrated into the flow of putting your orders in, but at the same time, it's still trading futures. So don't underestimate the leverage, as futures and trading in general all come with risk. Okay, so after a few days, actually holding positions for a few weeks now on Plus500, here's what stood out to me. I thought the interface was super clean, very easy to navigate, and if you're familiar with other trading platforms, it's not going to take you very long to pick this one up. Once your account is open and approved, you don't need a lot of capital to get started. You can trade the micro E-mini futures and really trade pretty much whatever you want without having to tie up a lot of your funds. If you're a day trader, if you swing trade, you're going to have to tie up more cash because you're holding overnight. Something to be aware of, as I am a swing trader myself. And so it will cost more money for someone like me to utilize a platform or just trade futures in general. They're giving you up to a $200 commission-free deposit bonus, which is a huge plus if you're getting started. And they really offer a wide range of contracts. So like I said before, you can trade pretty much anything you want. In terms of what I didn't like, I mentioned before, I just don't think this is going to be the best platform if you are a scalper. If you're in and out very quick, this is not the platform for you. Now, while there also are a ton of different indicators and chart features and ability to customize your charts, I will say that the trading on the chart and the trading piece is just a little bit limited compared to other platforms I've used. So who would this be best for? I think this is for someone who is looking to get into the futures game, who has some familiarity with trading in general, but now wants to take things to the next level and get access to trading futures. So if you're new to futures, trading on a tighter budget, or just want a clean platform without insane commissions, Plus500 is definitely something that you can use. So while it may not be for everybody in the advanced category, if you're learning futures testing setups and want to have some real skin in the game, Plus500 is definitely worth checking out. So yeah, I tried trading on Plus500 and that's what you need to know. Let me know in the comment section below if you tried Plus500 or something else and what your experience has been so far. And if you want to test it out for yourself, I've dropped a link in the description box. It's the first link down there. It supports the channel and gives you direct access to the platform. And lastly, if you're into honest reviews just like this, consider subscribing to the channel. I've got more platform deep dives and strategy breakdowns coming in the near future. Just remember, trading futures and options involves the risk of loss and is not suitable for every investor. Peace.